How we doing, people? It's Nex here, and it's time for Gamer Theories. I'm going to go over details of how you can take part in the next Q&A, so make sure you stick around till the end. Also, before we get started, I want to give a huge shout out to my first ever patrons. Kyle from Kyle's Fucking Chickens, the guys over at Trivia Third Degree, and Michael Chapelia. You guys are awesome. Alright, so the way Season 6 ended, we have Cersei taking names on her way to becoming the new Queen of Westeros, whilst at the same time, Daenerys is making her way across the Narrow Sea to challenge for the Iron Throne. Many people think that Dany has got this one hands down. I mean, she's got the dragons, the generals, the army, and now she's got a fleet. But don't write Cersei off too soon. In today's video, I'm going to explore the potential secret weapons that could gift Lady Lannister with a victory in the first battle. Let's heat things up with our first weapon of choice, Wildfire V3. It might have already been used on 2 previous occasions, but its effectiveness is undeniable. To everyone's surprise, Tyrion successfully defended the gates of King's Landing by using this destructive substance to break Stannis on the Blackwater. It was then brought back into play when Cersei was forced into a corner by the Faith Militant, where she unleashed the full notoriety of Wildfire upon them. But something tells me we haven't seen the last of it. Qyburn states how they found much more than they anticipated, and it's not like they would have any problems getting more from the alchemists. Whilst Daenerys might be immune to Wildfire, the same certainly can't be said for her Dothraki followers, who wear virtually no protection and make up the majority of her army. Next up, and getting creative, Qyburn and his inventions. The main threat Daenerys poses towards the capital is of course her aerial assault with dragons, and I'm throwing all my money on it being Qyburn who conjures up some sort of heavy ballista to fight them with. His curiosity has enabled him to acquire an unusual set of skills, and he's infamously known for his unnatural experimental practices that resulted in his expulsion from the Order of Maesters. Lucky for him, Cersei actually admires this about him, so I'm pretty sure she's going to give him the green light and let him do his thing. Has George R.R. Martin taken further inspiration from Tolkien with the way that Bard kills Smaug, or will Qyburn invent an alternative weapon for fighting the Fire Drakes? Posing as the single biggest obstacle that anyone will ever have to face, the Mountain. Once again, thanks to Qyburn, Cersei now has a formidable weapon in this absolute monstrosity. Unless someone is able to get seriously up close and personal to her, at some point someone will have to step up and take this big fucker on. In my last video about Sir Gregor, many people commented on how they think dragons will take him down no problem, and whilst that might be right, do you really think he'll be wandering the battlefields when Daenerys comes knocking? She will always have this beast by her side, ready to fuck up anyone who's dumb enough to have a go. Until the mountain is taken down, Cersei will always have a fighting chance. Perhaps it will take a group effort. And finally, taking the fight by sea, Euron and his Iron Fleet. I cannot stress how underrated this guy is, and it's definitely because of how little screen time he's had so far, but trust me when I say Euron is about to seriously fuck people's shit up. In the long run, I still think he'll use Cersei to benefit the interests of his own hidden agenda, but until that day happens, he will undoubtedly be Cersei's greatest weapon. The biggest weakness with Daenerys' fleet is that 90% of her ships are manned with soldiers who've never even stepped foot on a boat before. He's had much longer than people realise to prepare an armada, but whatever numbers Euron brings to the table, they're going to be hardened Ironborn, men and women who have spent their entire lives sailing the Sunset Sea. If Euron's Iron Fleet intercepts Daenerys's, it's not going to be a contest, it will be a slaughter, especially if they reveal that Euron has the power to summon a Kraken. But that's a story for next time. Thank you for watching, guys. You know the deal by now. Share with us your thoughts on the methods listed. Do you have your own theories on how Cersei can win the Battle of the Queens? Or do you think that Daenerys is running away with this one? The next Q&A is going to be at the end of May, so if you want your question featured, then make sure you put it down in the comments below or send me a message over on Twitter. There are plenty more videos coming your way, so make sure you're subscribed, make sure you got your notifications set, and until next time guys, take it easy.